Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone. Please be seated. We'd like to get started. Please be seated. Welcome, Lynch School of Education and Human Development, Class of 2024. I'd like you to note that both the awards and the diplomas will be presented together today. At this point, I am pleased to invite Dean Stanton E. F. Wortham, the inaugural Charles F. Donovan, S.J., Dean of the Lynch School of Education and Human Development, to address the new graduates.
Good afternoon. So it's a very exciting day. We're thrilled to see you all here today, and I'd love to have all of us give a round of applause to our graduates. Congratulations for all your accomplishments. We're proud of what you've done. We're grateful for the time that you have spent with us and what we have learned from you in your 4 years here on the Heights. I'd like to talk a little bit about the mission of Boston College and give you a sense of how I imagine that informing what I hope you will go out and do as you move forward in your lives and your careers. As you've heard, our mission is to enhance the human condition, expand the human imagination, and make the world more just. So let's take that in reverse order, that we live in a world that is fundamentally unjust, unfortunately, that there are many aspects of human life and social organization that systematically disadvantage some people. And that's not right. It's not right because all humans have the right to a dignified existence and the opportunity to flourish. And we in the Lynch School of Education and Human Development are committed to having our young people go out into the world and try to work to make the world a somewhat more just place. And as you do that, I hope that you'll keep in mind a couple of things. When the Jesuits talk about justice, they talk about accompaniment as a crucial element of it. And what they mean by accompaniment is that none of us have the right to go out and do for other people as if we understand better than they do what their lives involve and what it is that might be productive to help them move forward in a just and dignified way. Accompaniment means that you spend time with people, you offer to be there, but you are not giving something to someone or looking down on them as you work with them. So as you think about trying to make the world a more just place, keep in mind this notion of accompaniment, the imperative to work with, to listen to, as opposed to doing for others. And the second thing I would say about it is that you want to pursue justice in a hopeful way. Hope is a crucial disposition as we move forward in life. It's possible to be outraged by things that are going on in the world, justifiably so, but to lose track of the fact that to work for justice is to base your actions in some larger vision that involves a sense of how life ought to be, what it is that would be a just world. It includes some positive vision of what humans are entitled to, what is required for a dignified life for others, what is required for a life that gives everyone a true opportunity to flourish and pursue whatever it is that they are called to do. So it's important to maintain a sense of hope and to try to overcome a sense of embitterment. So making the world more just is something that I hope you are all committed to and will work on as you move forward in your careers as teachers, school leaders, counselors, and others who work out with others. The middle component of our mission has to do with expanding the human imagination. So what this means is that we tend to fall into grooves or habits in our ways of thinking about others and the world. We have certain expectations that we understand how society works, what families are like, what that person is like, how the natural world works. And we tend to forget the fact that most of the things we know will turn out not to be true in the long run. And there are moments in human history where we have dramatic reorganizations of thought. Like the Copernican revolution is an example. Used to be that humans thought that everything in the universe went around the Earth. But it turns out, Copernicus showed us that that is not true. That reoriented our way of understanding the whole universe and our place in it. None of us are going to be Copernicus, I don't imagine, but it's important that in everyday life you seek out opportunities to think differently about stuff that you assume that you know. Because we need a certain kind of intellectual humility in order to try to work forward and imagine new possibilities for ourselves. I hope that your time at Boston College has given you an opportunity to build up skills that allow you to ask questions, to uncover assumptions that turn out not to be so, and to try to expand the human imagination by thinking differently about the world. The last part of the mission has to do with enhancing the human condition. So the way I think about that is that we as humans are called to something. Each of us has something that we are called to do, and by using this term calling, I mean there is a larger moral order. The universe has some reason to it. There's some sense of what is just, what is right, what ought to be for us. And since the world isn't that way, each of us have a role to play in trying to move forward and realizing whatever our position is, whatever our contributions will be toward making that larger universe function a little bit better. And one of the distinctive things about Boston College is that we try to ask that question of you. So I hope and expect that you have been asked this question many times, whether it's been on a retreat or in a class or on a service trip or in other experiences in the dorms or with faculty members. It's important to stop, to look up for a minute and think about what is ultimately important to you. What is it that ought to happen in the world and how it's organized? And then what role do you have to play in that? And one of the great things about BC is that we don't think it's our place to tell you what you ought to believe. I don't have the right to say to anyone, you have to believe this about the ultimate nature of the world. We are a pluralistic society and a pluralistic species. We have different visions of what ought to be the case. So it's not my place to tell you what you ought to believe or what you must do, but it is my place to tell you, you must think about that. You must spend time reflecting on what is ultimately important. What is it about human society and the larger world that is really true, that really needs to happen? And what is it that you feel compelled to contribute to it? What is it that speaks to you such that you feel like that has to be your contribution? That has to be the role that you play in moving forward toward this larger end. So this is a reflection on purpose, and it's something that I encourage you to do on a regular basis. Step back from the day-to-day. We get very caught up in whatever it is that we're doing. We have a job to do. We have families. We have children to raise. We have events we need to go to. We have various ends we're pursuing that have to do with salary and status and promotion and taking the dog for a walk and so forth and so on. All of those things are natural and normal. It's perfectly fine that you worry about your family and your job and your dog. But in addition to that, you need to spend some time stepping back and thinking about, why am I doing what I'm doing? What am I here for anyway? What am I called to be? What am I called to contribute to some purpose, some goal that is bigger than myself? And for different ones of you, that goal will be different. It might have to do with social transformation. It might have to do with fostering the development of others. It might have to do with creating something in a political system. It might have to do with building an organization of a certain kind. Whatever it is that speaks to you, it's not that I can tell you what it is, but I can tell you that you need to spend time consistently reflecting on what that larger purpose is for you and figuring out how to move toward it. Because that's the only route to ultimate fulfillment in life. You can be very successful in many ways, but in order to be fulfilled, you want to be able to look back on a life where you have had something that you've been connected to, and it gives you a sense of purpose. You feel a sense of joy and commitment to it because it fits with your vision of what we ought to be like as a species, a society, and as individual people. So congratulations. I hope that what you've learned here will take you forward into the world to make contributions to others. And I am really very happy that we've reached this day. I know that you all did not have high school graduations 4 years ago, so it's great that we are able to do that for you here today, and we'll try to do it up with all the circumstance.
Thank you, Dean Wortham. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Lily R. Albert, PhD, Associate Professor in the Department of Teaching, Curriculum, Society, to deliver the invocation.
I would like to extend my welcome and also offer my congratulations to all of you. As you leave us today and continue your journey, I pray that you acknowledge that your lives are a series of unfolding. Your struggle to be perfect at every stage of life is a common element of the human condition. What comes with age and wisdom is acceptance of your imperfections. You will see that you develop at every stage of life. Let us rejoice that you are unfolding according to the needs of your existence. Each day is propelling in new growth and subtle changes. Your transformation is lifelong and according to specification known to the inner self. It is your connection to universal wisdom. Each day, you must focus, be brave, meet life challenges, and never feel a sense of hopelessness. The changes you experience today are well matched with the new growth you adapted to yesterday. And likewise, what will come next week or next year will have been prepared for you by the tiny transformations accumulated on the road to maturity. And today, I pray that you thank those who listen. They help you understand that you are worth it. Thanks to those who loved you. They made your heart grow fonder. Thanks to those who cared for you. They made you feel important. Thanks to those who entered your life. They made you who you are today. Thanks to those who left you. They showed you that nothing lasts forever. Thanks to those who stayed with you. They showed you true friendship. And you must give thanks to those who hated you because they made you stronger. Thus, you are developing exactly as you need to each step of the way. And to our fit, one with another, yours and mine, is perfect at every moment, at every step that we take, individually and collectively. You are changing, you are growing, and you are maturing at every moment according to your plan. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Albert. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you Dr. David Bluestein, Associate Professor in the Department of Counseling, Developmental, and Educational Psychology, to deliver the Lynch School faculty remarks.
Thank you. Thank you, Julia. Thank you, Dean Wortham. It's really an honor to be here. Wait. I think I have to get my own notes out here. No, it's okay. Anyway, it's delightful to be here. I'm deeply honored to present faculty remarks at this important milestone in your life, the commencement of your undergraduate studies at the Lynch School of Education and Human Development, and the transition to the next phase of your lives. I would like to congratulate you and your families on this notable achievement of graduating from Boston College, an institution that many of us view as a very special place in the academic world and in our lives. I would like to speak from my heart about the relationships that I have forged with undergraduate students in my classes, focusing on what I have learned from you. So I'd like to begin, as I said, by thanking Dean Julia Devoy for asking me to present, and also asking me to develop a course on psychology of work, which I've done in the last 3 or 4 years, primarily to teach to undergraduates, to introduce them to this new body of work. Developing and teaching this class has been truly a transformative experience for me, and I feel deeply grateful to have an opportunity to share my passion for this field with so many talented and engaged undergraduates. The years that have defined your undergraduate years have been noted by challenges that we're still facing and trying to understand. In March 2020, as many of you are about to start college, the world faced one of the gravest health crises of the past century, the COVID-19 pandemic. 2 years later, Russia invaded Ukraine. Then in 2023, a heartbreaking war exploded in Israel and Gaza. One of the themes through these past few years is the clear emergence of precarity as a prevailing aspect of contemporary life. Precarity reflects the interconnection among structural inequities, feelings of alienation, anomie, and uncertainty. A full perspective of precarity also includes understanding the diverse reactions from individuals and communities facing devastating life circumstances. So, how do you, in the midst of a major transition in your lives, see yourselves in an increasingly precarious and uncertain world? As I have observed students from diverse majors and minors in the school and across the campus, each of you has grappled with this experience in ways that are both illuminating and moving. These are lessons that I have gleaned from my teaching that I think that can provide some guideposts for you as you move beyond this beautiful Boston College campus. First, students have raised questions about the centrality of work in our lives. My generation of baby boomers and subsequent generations have often wrapped our identities around our work lives. As the pandemic engulfed the world, many people, often led by our courageous youth, have questioned this seemingly blind faith that work will give us meaning, purpose, identity, and other rewards. Of course, we do need work for survival, and in my research and theory building, I've described how work is also a source of social connection, contribution, and self-determination. Yet, student comments in class, coupled with the growing trends among college students and recent graduates, is that work need not be the central organizing principle in one's life. Relationships, citizenship, activism, and fostering belongingness with people and communities are interrelated threads in life that can provide meaning, purpose, and a counter to the idealization of work and accomplishment. That said, I do want to acknowledge that access to the freedom to reorient how we construct work within our lives is ultimately inequitable and often determined by social identities that are marginalized and oppressed. A second lesson for me is that students care deeply about social and racial justice. Focusing on enhancing students' critical awareness and consciousness is a central goal of my teaching. I've been very moved by the openness that students express as we engage in difficult conversations. Issues of privilege and disempowerment are essential in conversations about work and life. From class discussions and reading your work, I have learned that each of you is sorting out how to make sense of injustice and how you would like to position yourself as you move forward in your lives. The key lesson that I have learned is that the journeys to confront injustices are unique. There is no specific pathway that people need to adopt to become caring and critical citizens of the world. The key is to keep asking difficult questions of society, your friends, your family, and of yourselves. A third lesson that I have learned is one that I also view as a lifetime goal for myself. How do we enact values of kindness and caring in a world that seems so increasingly violent, harsh, and dangerous? Teaching through the pandemic, first on Zoom and then with masks, has been hard. However, my interactions with undergraduates have literally been an oasis in a sea of pessimism, anger, and bitterness. This is not to suggest that students are not critically viewing the inequity and racism that is tearing at our nation's core. Rather, I experience students placing caring and compassion at the forefront of their interactions with others and with me. So in closing, hopefully not the words you were most looking forward to, I want to thank again Dean DeVoy and her colleagues for asking me to speak with you today. And let's give Dean DeVoy a round of applause. She does an amazing job. And so it is an honor for me to represent my faculty colleagues here. Tremendous honor. I really adore my colleagues and I adore the students. And I personally want to wish you well as you embark on your post-undergraduate life. Thank you for your inspiring presence in my classes and your wisdom, which I tried to capture here today. Thank you very much, and I wish you the best.
Okay, well, thank you, Dr. Bluestein. Please join me now in welcoming our senior speaker, Margaret Molly Mitchell. Class of 2024. Molly?
This speech shouldn't have been so difficult to write. I'm an English major, and in a few months I'm going to be someone's English teacher, and yet my deep gratitude and fond emotions for my time in Lynch have made it challenging to find the right words. I thought it would be nice to start at the beginning. Classmates, do you all remember the day we signed on to our first era Zoom meeting with the entire class? I remember sitting at my desk over on Newton campus with my fresh notebook open, so eager to begin learning at this place. Dean DeVoy introduced us to the Lynch School by describing a place with the most human-centric people you will ever meet. I underlined human-centric in my notebook, as if her wisdom would be on an ERA midterm exam or something. The idea of being around these human-centered people is why I chose the Lynch School and Boston College. In the application process, we all heard stories about the campus school and applied practicum experiences. We heard about how students at this place went above and beyond for people outside of Chestnut Hill. After I visited for the first time, I thought, sign me up, I want to go there. Even just this year, Lynch students have worked to meet the needs of others in our world. Students have worked as innovators to create an award-winning product to combat mold poisoning. Lynch students are filling gaps in financial literacy coursework at high schools in Vietnam. In January, Lynch students represented the United States in Dubai, attending the United Nations largest conference on climate change. Every single day, we are volunteering in high-needs school settings across the Boston area. We are centering the most vulnerable and using our talents to touch human lives. Over our 4 years, we would come to learn that the human-centric people who make up the Lynch School would go above and beyond for the humans right next to them, too. At every turn, there have been people on this campus who define a new standard for compassion and connection. This compassion begins with the same dean who introduced us to BC on her first day. Dean DeVoy hosts tea parties in lieu of open office hours on Thursday, role modeling what it means to put your students at the center of each week. You should have seen my roommates' faces the first time I announced to them that I was headed to tea with my dean. And their reactions weren't just about the funky afternoon tea hat I was wearing on my head, but their recognition that the Lynch School prioritizes fostering human connections within its community. My roommates give me the same looks when I tell them that I have a one-on-one coffee date with my professor as part of my class participation grade. When I tell them about how a TCS professor dropped off lunch outside my dorm room when I was too sick and canceled our scheduled lunch meeting. When I tell them about the day when one of my Lynch professors striked out our planned agenda for the class meeting, filling the whole 2 hours with purposeful community-building conversation. She told me she wasn't doing her job if she didn't really get to know and understand us. This appreciation for the art of teaching is so central to what makes a Lynch professor distinct. What a blessing it has been to learn how to be an educator from educators who have chosen to educate about education. By honoring our full humanity, they teach us to nurture the humanity in those whose lives we will touch, and we will all touch lives. As for my classmates, the humility that you show strangers pushes me to be better. I have never been intimidated to ask you for help, for notes, for you to summarize what the professor just said. There's a sigh of relief when I walk into the ERC or a classroom filled with Lynch majors for the way I know that we look at each other with compassion. I could not be more proud or impressed by the group of human-centered people that fill this tent today. In graduating from Lynch, we have cemented ourselves as people who work for the good of others, in big ways and humble ones. The challenges our future faces demand the work of persistent, creative, and above all else, human-centered people. Each of you gives me hope. I know that the next places we find ourselves, our homes, our workplaces, our classrooms, all of our communities, will feel the impact for the way that the Lynch School has shaped our hearts and formed our centers. Thank you.
Thank you, Molly. Thank you. So you've heard some wonderful speakers for the Lynch School today, and I won't do an undergraduate dean's speech today. I'll just invest in some high yield, return, concise words of wisdom. Remember all the good things that you've done. Be inspired to pass those actively along in doing good again. Consider how meaningful your lives here have been. Past experiences have carried you here where you are today. Now is your opportunity to extend that journey. Expand the value of what you can and will do in the world. Allow yourself to be moved to increasing levels of fulfillment and living with positive actions and care for people and for planet. And now, at this time, the Lynch School of Education and Human Development of Boston College is proud to confer the academic degree of Bachelor of Arts on our undergraduate commencement. We will also be sharing the undergraduate awards, the descriptions of which will be found in the program. The undergraduate degree and award recipients will have their names announced by Dr. Annie Homza, Assistant Professor of the Practice in the Teaching, Curriculum, and Society Department. As you approach the stage, please bring with you your name card that is on your chair and present it to Dr. Homza when you come up to the stage.
Come on. Julissa Acevedo. Chineme Agulana. Sarah Alexander, magna cum laude. Bedaines. Kate Bedaines. Linda Leaf Boama. Gabrielle Malvo Boland. Ruby Bran. Emmeline Brenner, cum laude. Allison Rose Wallace Burke. Kara Burke, an employee of the university, will present the diploma. Caroline Christine Burke, magna cum laude. Molly Kate Caballero, the Reverend Henry P. Wennerberg S.J. Award. Devin Casey, the General Excellence Award, summa cum laude. Colleen Cassidy. Abigail Chase. Chan. Kayla Chan. Rachel Sarah Chesterton, magna cum laude. Natalia Isabel Chirevella Alvarez, the Reverend John Christopher Sullivan S.J. Award. Erin Chan, magna cum laude. Caroline Concannon. Caroline Sage Conquergood. Myla Contreras Godfrey. Rosanna Contreras Godfrey, a longtime employee of the university, will present the diploma. Meg Corbett, magna cum laude. Caitlin Corsi, magna cum laude. The Dr. Marie M. Guerin Award. Katie Ann Costa, magna cum laude. Madeline Crowley Cahill. Amanda DeRosa. Alex Dilworth. Isabella Dorian, cum laude. Elizabeth Dotson, magna cum laude. Mia Emig. Cameron Renner Erickson. Megan Kelly Farrell, magna cum laude. The Reverend Charles F. Donovan, S.J. Award. Sia Fung, cum laude. Fiona Mary Flanagan, the Cynthia J. Sullivan 79 Memorial Achievement Award, summa cum laude. Cicely Fu, summa cum laude. Xinchen Fu, cum laude. The Mr. and Mrs. Vincent P. Roberts Award. Max Gallibois. Fiona Jacqueline Garrity, cum laude. Madeline Getty. Maria Gonzalez Ceruje. The award for outstanding performance in a field placement for applied psychology and human development. Mamadou Balde. Amanda Grace Gordon, magna cum laude. Natalie Rose Gualerio, magna cum laude. Amy Elizabeth Guggenberger. Morgan Halt. Claire Hahn, cum laude. Alyssa Bray Healy, summa cum laude. Kara Heck. Carrie Maeve Heslin, magna cum laude. The award for outstanding performance as an undergraduate research fellow. Ellen Melinda Hilscher, summa cum laude. Virginia Hobbs, cum laude. Leah Hannah Howland, cum laude. The award for outstanding performance in a field placement for applied psychology and human development. Yi Wang. Ana Ibarra, magna cum laude. The award for outstanding performance as an undergraduate research fellow. Thomas Malone Jensen, cum laude. The award for outstanding performance in a field placement for applied psychology and human development. Colleen Jiang. Joanna Simone Jones Downing. Sarah Elizabeth Keene, the Albert A. Bennett Award. Catherine Marie Kelly, summa cum laude. Casey Kinari. Teresa Nestout, summa cum laude. The award for outstanding performance in a field placement for education. Gabriela Scalco Knox. Ian Custer. Sarah Lankani, cum laude. The Reverend Edward H. Finnegan Nominee Award. Caroline Kellogg Lay. Heather Lee. Caroline Lefebvre, the Reverend James F. Moynihan S.J. Award. Ruuyi Lee. Sophia Lind, summa cum laude. Sarah Marjorie Lidekin, magna cum laude. Sophia Luongo. Courtney K. Lutz. Mia McDonald, cum laude. Sage Elizabeth Makunga, summa cum laude. Genevieve Madaus, magna cum laude. Mason Madsen. Elizabeth Jane Mahar, cum laude. Liliana Faith Roma McDermott, cum laude. The Gretchen A. Boussard Award. Kaylee Marine McDonough, magna cum laude. Molly McGrain. Melanie Claire McManus. Erin McOsker, summa cum laude. The Patricia M. Coyle Award. Alexandra Meal. Murphy Mellows. Bethlehem Warabsa Murga. Addison Metzger, the John J. Cardinal Wright Award, cum laude. Lee Metzger, an employee of the university, will present the diploma. Bridget Miller, magna cum laude. Aaron Miller. Emmett Moorhead. Jonathan Mora. Juliana Lucia Moreno, magna cum laude. Aaron Moriarty. Nancy Munn, cum laude. Emily Elizabeth Murphy, magna cum laude. Samuel John Neglia, cum laude. The St. Edmund Campion Award. Joanna Nia, summa cum laude. Emily Osborne, cum laude. Ashley Marie Owens, summa cum laude. Anna Virginia Parker, summa cum laude. The Christine Martin Award. The award for outstanding performance in a field placement for education. Mrs. Martin will present the award on behalf of her family. Julia Marie Parks, cum laude. Ryan James Patrick, magna cum laude. Olivia Perkins. Carrie Peterson. Tara Bernadette Pucci, magna cum laude. Rebecca Wren.
Let's go!
Dante Reynolds. Genevieve Rhodes. Julia Ashley Romero, magna cum laude. Margaret Breen Mitchell, cum laude. Richard Ginn Award. Ellie Rourke. Olivia Grace Russell, cum laude. Molly Elizabeth Ryan, cum laude. Leah Samhoon, cum laude. Ava Justine Satterwhite, the award for outstanding performance in a field placement for applied psychology and human development. Katarina Sauter, summa cum laude. The award for outstanding performance in a field placement for education. Natalie Schatzker, cum laude. The award for outstanding performance in a field placement for applied psychology and human development. Emma Frances Schweitzer, magna cum laude. Guillermo Ciade Cabrera. Sophie Laverne Sheffer, magna cum laude. Candice Shen, cum laude. Christine Grace Simmons. Maureen and Charlie Simmons, employees of the university, will present the diploma. Kate Slowakowski, cum laude. Jenna Smalley, cum laude. Chloe Smith. Isabel Smith. Delaney Summers, magna cum laude, the Karen E. Noonan Award. Lily Roland Steele, cum laude. Nathaniel St. Germain, summa cum laude. Jenna Sterling. Ron Tao, magna cum laude. Reagan Terry. Abigail Thompson, summa cum laude. The Bernard A. Stotsky Professor John Eichhorn Prize, the award for outstanding performance in a field placement for education. Astrid Umansor Andino, magna cum laude. The John A. Schmidt Award. Fisa Usman. Erin Rose Walsh. Tiansan Wang. Loren Wilkinson, cum laude. Vivian Wang. Tanya Yevdayev, cum laude. Vanessa Yu.
Let's go!
Jaden Zachary.
Okay. Woo. Let's give them a round of applause. so I promised you there wouldn't be a speech from me. I just want to say if you would give the faculty of the Lynch School another round of applause. You know what I'm going to say. Go do the next right thing. Congratulations, class of 2024. That's it. It's a wrap.